in a crazy sunny spot. Sorry that the lighting's a little off, but I'm heading into the first thrift store of the day. Let's see what we can find. Okay, this is my first time checking out the 360 Thrift location. I don't know if it's a chain. Never heard of it before, but I decided to pop in here today as my first stop. Overall, I think the store had really good prices. This was the first item I found, this Jack Willis dress. I know this brand, it's a very popular British brand, but I'd never found it before. So I picked it up just to check it out and see how comps looked. But overall, I feel like the issue with this store, it's not the pricing. The pricing was pretty reasonable besides the shoes. Just the brands weren't great. It was a lot of what I would consider junior brands. Lots of Target, Walmart, Pretty Little Thing as you're seeing right now, LuLaRoe, those kind of brands that I'm not looking to pick up. Some more mature like mall brands, and Taylor, Loft, Banana Republic, Talbots, which also aren't really brands I'm looking for, Old Navy, and then in-house TJ Maxx, Macy's, Nordstrom brands, which also don't typically do well for me, so I wasn't finding a ton here. I also didn't find a cart here, even though there's no one really around. So I did check out this Leota dress. You'll see me pick it up for $5. It had a Stitch Fix tag and the Leota tag just to check comps, but it was a little difficult to shop and point my camera and shoot just because I was holding everything without a cart. So the footage from this location might not be the best, but it will get better later in the video. Throughout this video, you're going to see me pass on some brands, and I'd be curious to know if you see anything I passed on that you would have picked up. Brands like Adriana Papel, which I'm seeing right now, Splendid, those are kind of brands I'd be picking up a few years back. Anthropologie, any Anthropologie I used to see, I used to pick up. I wouldn't even check comps. But brands like Moth and Angel of the North, a lot of those brands don't do well for me anymore, so I'm pretty picky about the Anthropologie I pick up, and that's how I feel about J. Crew and Madewell as well. I used to just blindly pick up all three of those kind of types of items, but now I'm a lot pickier about that kind of stuff. This is an item I looked at for about 1 second, this Michael Kors dress. I loved the pattern. It was a cute wrap dress, but they wanted $13 for it, and I would not pay that for a Michael Kors, ever. The next item you're going to see me checking out right now is this aloe top. I love selling aloe. If I find a piece that is a brand and a style I like for a reasonable price, usually I'll put it in my cart, and then at the end before I check out, I'll sort through my cart, look for flaws, check out comps. Didn't have a cart here, so I had to get a little creative. You just saw me pass on that Moth sweater. Again, Anthropologie brands, really, I'm very picky about style, and Moth specifically does not do well for me. The next time someone tells you that resellers are taking all the good stuff from thrift stores, send them this video. These racks were so packed that I couldn't even pull stuff out very easily. Here I'm just checking out this sweater. I thought the style was super cute. It was Banana Republic, but they ended up wanting $6 for it, and that was not what I'd be willing to pay for Banana Republic, even if it was a cute style. Okay, now we are in the shoe section. I'm not a big shoe seller, but I wanted to check it out. Honestly, I felt like the prices for the shoes were really high. Most of them were around $10, and a lot of the shoes were just in pretty bad shape. I was pretty surprised they'd be asking for those prices, or even selling some of these. They were just super worn out. But if you see any shoes I missed that I should have checked into more, let me know. This is normally the time when I'd be sorting my cart, but I didn't have one, so I just used this empty rack. This is an Angel of the North sweater that I passed on. Comps were pretty bad. I did pick up this J. Crew sweater. It's a leather merino wool sweater. You'll see it later in the video. I did pass on this J. Crew dress. Comps were about 20 to 25, and they wanted like 5 or 6, so that wasn't a good profit for me. Did pass on this Leota dress as well. Its price was pretty good, new with tags, but that brand just sits. And I passed on this Aloe top. Great price, great style, really worn, really pilled. Passed on this Lululemon tank because they wanted $9 for it, and it was pretty plain with no size tag. Did pick up this J. Crew lemon novelty print sweater. I just got to stop 2, which is a Goodwill. It looks pretty crowded. Today is dollar day in Arizona Goodwills, so whatever color tag, I think it's $1, obviously. The last store wasn't great. I only got 2 things, but I've never been there before, so it's a nice store. And the prices were really reasonable, just not the best brand, so hopefully we do a little better at this location. Okay, I'm at stop 3, which is a Salvation Army. I've never been to one before. We didn't have them in the area I was living in New Jersey. The last stop was a total bust. I didn't realize how crowded Goodwills would be on like this severe discount day, so going forward I might pick a different day to do like an all-day thrift weekly. Okay, you're gonna see in a second, I'll pan over the store quickly. It's a pretty small place. Under the window, that's all the dresses they have. These are my reject items again, this plain cabbie. This Marlins top looked vintage and cool, but it was totally worn and had a bunch of stains. The next item is Old Tag Theory, which I don't even really pick up regular recent Theory, so I passed on that. This cool top had a stain on it, and the next pair of pants had some damage as well. Honestly, almost every single piece I touched in here was either a brand I wouldn't pick up or had damage I didn't think I could fix or handle. So I only got 2 pieces, and you'll see them later in the video. Okay, classic me. I accidentally deleted my clip in between these 2 stores. I'm at a different Goodwill. You just saw me find that Aviva sweater, which is Kids Lululemon, my first time finding that brand. But what you can also probably tell from this clip is this store had so much stuff you can barely move stuff along the racks, which is pretty good. I mean, it means the likelihood of finding items is better. But at this store, again, it's $1 day, so anything with a yellow tag you see in this clip or later clips or in my haul later, anything with that yellow tag was $1. I'm showing my rejects again. I thought this Ralph Lauren sweater was so cute. I loved the embroidery and like the tie details on the shoulders, but it was in pretty bad shape and they wanted a lot for it. This is an old tag Athleta that they also wanted a high price for, so I also passed on that. This is a Joie top that was in pretty bad shape, so I ended up passing that too. Here I am pulling it up again. I had to move my cart to do this like 6 times. There were so many people and employees in there. Everywhere I was standing trying to go through my cart, I was in someone's way. This is a brand that I hadn't known before I looked it up here, Soulless London. It looks like comps were decent, but they wanted 13. I actually didn't know this brand, so I just put it in my cart because it said made in Italy, tenderized, but I looked it up and the comps were awful. And then this plain Madewell texture and thread I put back, just too plain, they wanted too much. I would have picked up this Likely dress. It was actually a gown. They wanted 10, which wasn't bad. But upon further inspection, it had holes and rips all over it. I think that I'll probably just show you one. But yeah, it was all over. So I didn't think I could fix that because I don't know how to sew. And then the next item is this Draper James dress. I ended up putting it back. They wanted like $7 and it turned out to be a nightgown. And Kohl's is actually doing a collab with Draper James, which is going to bring the value of those items down, I think. So I'm not going to be picking that brand up probably anymore. Passed on that soft surroundings that had a big hole. Then this Juicy Couture tracksuit. They wanted an insane price, like $13, I think. And it was missing some of the gems on the back, so I put that back. And then the next item is these Page jeans. And you can see they have that $1 the yellow tag. So they would have been $1. And they were a pretty good size, but when I held them up, I noticed that they had really bad puckering along the hips, and that's not something you can fix, so put that back. This is another soft surroundings top I put back. I really liked the mismatched buttons, but I think they wanted $7 for that, so that was not something I'd be willing to pay for that. The next item is this We the Free button down. It was a really old style. It was pretty worn, the fabric. It just wasn't in good shape. So I ended up passing on that. That item fell into my pile that I wasn't keeping, but I actually did buy that. This is another joie top. This one was new with tags, and I probably would have paid $12 for it. It was the new joie tag, but when I held it up, it had a horrible fabric wear, and it was new with tags. I thought that was weird. I don't know if that was a tag switch or what. Then there's this Free People sweater. I really wanted this. I love the style, the bell sleeves, but it had lipstick stains all over it, and actually some stains that looked like blood, so I did pass on that. And the last piece I passed on was this Everlane tee. They wanted almost $6.50, and it was pretty plain. And now we are at the last Goodwill of the day. And I also accidentally deleted the clip saying that I was here as well. At this point, I am forcing myself to go through the jeans. I really actually don't love selling jeans or pants, but there can be a lot of money in some brands, so I do try to check all the sections. I don't give myself a time limit in each store. I try to check things out, especially because with these yellow tags, anything at this location as well would be $1. But at this point in the day, I think it was around 3 o'clock, and I had started around 9 a.m. I hadn't eaten, I hadn't drank enough water, I'd been wearing my mask, so I was just miserable, and I just kind of stopped trying. I'm really sorry in advance. Like, I didn't show my rejects or anything. I was like deleting clips. I was just in like such a funk at this point. And at this point, I had started to realize that I should have changed the order of where I went to stores, because a lot of good stuff had probably already been picked up at this point. But I did still find a couple items at this location. Here you can see me passing on pretty much anything. In the denim section, the only brands I found that I probably would have picked up in the past were Joe's, but not for 10, so I passed on those. Looked at this cabbie top for a second. That's the new cabbie tag, but it had like a law firm logo on it, so, and it was plain anyway. Even without that logo, I probably wouldn't have picked that up. I think that if I go on Thursday again, I will go to that last store I was, and then this store first in the day, and then hit up other stores after. I've always wanted to go to Savers. I've never been to a Savers, so maybe this Thursday I'll do that. But I think I made a mistake going to these last, because so many of the better items were probably already picked up at this point. So I'm going to make going on dollar days a priority to stop at the good locations first, and then branch out and see what else is out there. This is a piece I almost picked up. It was this virgin wool Pendleton sweater. It was amazing, but it had holes all over it when I did a final inspection, so I did end up putting that back. At this point, we're back in my apartment for a haul. I couldn't do talking outside because someone was practicing rollerblading. So this is all the stuff I got kind of mixed up, so it's not really decided by stores, but overall, for everything you're going to see, I paid an average of $3 for. So that Anthropologie dress, this Aviva sweater, this Sundry dress, so you'll see things say like $6, but I just say I paid $3 for each piece. These Hudson jeans that were yellow tags, so they were $1. It's not a brand I would always pick up. For $1, I will. HD in Paris, another Anthropologie brand, for $1, yeah. This Nike top, yes, for $1. And then this is interesting. This is Hannah Anderson. It's a kid's dress. I don't typically sell kids. I've never found this brand before, but like the theme of this video is for $1, yeah, I'll try it out. This polo top, I am really interested in selling polo these days. I liked the embroidery, so I did pick that up. And then this Calvin Klein plus size top, yes, for $1. Is that a brand I'd pick up for $5 or $6? Probably not. Same with this J. Jill Ponte top. And this Anthropologie HD in Paris dress as well. And what I'd be interested in is if you've gotten this far in the video, I want you to comment below how many items had flaws that I missed, because there are quite a few. That was a J. Jill linen top. I got that at Salvation Army, so that's why it has that little green tag. And this Bryn Walker top too. I think those are about $3 a piece. Here's that J. Crew lemon top or sweater from the first stop. This is a Free People top. That was $1 on yellow tag day. And then the next item is that other J. Crew sweater from 360 Thrift, the leather sweater, for about $3 or $4. I think I'm showing you the tag that says it's leather. So yeah, there were quite a few items with flaws. I'm terrible at looking for flaws, so comment below how many items you think have flaws that I missed. This is a Nike top, really pretty color, had the thumb holes, dry fit running, decided to pick that up. Here's that loft top you saw in my cart for a second earlier, yellow tag, so that was $1. Same with this Michael Stars top, this dolman sleeve pink little top, size extra small. And then this Victoria's Secret dress wasn't a yellow tag, but it's a nightgown, and it's actually new with tags, so I decided that it would be worth paying up a tiny bit for that. And then the next item is this Talbot sweater. It had some like weird stain on the chest. It was like schmutz or something, I'm not sure. But I liked the pattern and I thought I could get it out, and I did. So these Zia tanks Zaya were about $6, but activewear was 25% off at all Goodwill locations near me, so they were closer to about $5 each, and that's a great brand. And then the last piece is this really nice Brooks Brothers. It reminded me of the Liberty London fabric. It's just a button down. And there is my angel. There's Noodle. I had about 10 minutes before picking up Noodle from daycare, so I popped into Clothes Mentor and I found these Birdie's flats, and then I found these J. Crew mules with a cool pearl embellished heel, but when they removed the security sensor, they had some wear on the back that I couldn't see with it on, so I'm not sure if I'm going to keep these or return them. Okay, so here's all that stuff outside, and all I do for my pictures is I stand on my balcony and I take pictures against this wall. I have a white board that my dad made me that I keep covered with a tarp, but maybe you guys have a suggestion for me. I am one of those people, and I wish I wasn't, I'm really scared of bugs, and I keep finding bugs on it when I take it off, so before I take it off, I've just been sweeping it a little bit, because if I touch a bug, it's game over. I got my cover taken off. I think it would help if it was clear so I could at least see the bug and swipe it off before I touch it, but anyway. So there's my white backdrop, my item, this loft top. So I'm going to photograph it, photograph the rest of these. I don't do any editing to my photos like the lighting. The only thing I'll do is extend the white backdrop if you can kind of see the walls behind it for a longer piece like a jacket or a dress. And this is the Snapseed app. This is the healing feature. I love it. You should get it. Do you think we had some good finds? You think we'll do some good flips? I think so. Do you think so? Yeah, so that's the end of the thrift and the haul. In total, there are 5 out of 25 items with flaws that I missed, so I need to work on that. If I had to guess what items would sell first, my guess is... Oh, okay. Do you hate the video? Are you bored? My guesses would probably be the J. Crew lemon cardigan would go first, or the Victoria's Secret nightgown. What do you think's going first? What do you think's gonna sell? Say, I don't care. If you've made it this far, like the video, it would really help out the channel, and I'd love it if you would also subscribe. Have a good one!